Saturday afternoon. I thought I'd just do a quick update on what I've been up to this week. So I had an interesting week. It's been a bit of a crash test dummy, or whatever you want to call it. So basically I've tried 3 different things this week. Firstly, at Fitness First in Moudon, there was a competition challenge thing called the 500, which was essentially 500 reps of various things done in a circuit fashion. 10 exercises, 10 stations, each with 25 reps. So think of absolutely everything that you hate doing, and it was all there. Burpees, squats, squats with weights, yeah. So that was fun. I'm always happy to do things that kind of challenge me and push me outside of what I think I can do. So did that, and then did it a second time. So 2 circuits, 500 reps. And it was timed as well, and I think they're going to do a return timing of that in the next couple of weeks. So it'd be interesting to see if I can push that and get my timing a bit better. I crashed and burned on the burpees. I hate burpees, and the last thing that I had to do, my last station, was another 25 burpees and jump on a power plate at the same time. So it was tough, and it was just the one that I actually thought I was going to throw up there in the gym, so that wasn't pleasant. Next time I'm going to start with burpees so that it's not my last one. So that was a bit interesting. A couple of days later, I went to Barry's Bootcamp. The hype on Barry's Bootcamp here in Dubai has been crazy. People are just like, rah, 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 it's the best thing ever, it's the best training in the world. You've got to go, you must try it, blah, blah, blah. So I went. I think it's overhyped for me. Maybe my anticipation made it sort of bigger and better than it was. I didn't do the treadmill. I must say that I have this absolute phobia. I did fall off a treadmill and I hurt myself quite badly. I don't mind doing little bits on treadmills, but doing the whole sort of class on, half the class on treadmills wasn't for me. So if you don't want to do treadmills, you can do 2 floor sessions. So yeah, it was okay. We put these things on called Barry's Booty something or others, some resistance bands between our ankles. And those of us who were on the floor, it was only 2 of us, we did the whole sort of session on the floor with weights. So you're either working against resistance or you're doing weights. It was legs and bums day, so there was a lot of squats, there was a lot of stuff doing that. That was okay, side lunges, etc, etc. The guys that were on the treadmill did 12-minute intervals on treadmill, then they came on the floor and did what we were doing, then back on the treadmill, and then back on the floor. I'm going to go again because I want to try it again, and there's some different classes, so they concentrate on abs, they concentrate on chest and back and stuff like that. It's difficult, really. I just think maybe I'd built something up in my head that it wasn't. So I didn't come out and go, woohoo, I must go back, etc, etc. I am going to go back because, you know, I kind of want to see if I missed whatever all the hype was about. Anyway, so that was good. Got quite a good calorie burn and quite a good afterburn, which was good.
Just head to number 12. Yeah, you don't want to bring that in. Again, those of you guys should be on the treadmill to start. If you're double flooring, you need a booty band. Booty band's what.
And then this morning went to JA Ocean Resort, which is on JBR, and did something called Speedflex. I have to be honest, the first 5-10 minutes I really did enjoy it. They've got these kind of 8 machines that you can move them with your little finger. But when you start moving, you're working against resistance, and it applies the resistance depending on the force that you push the machines. So it's very low impact. It's quite intelligent. There's no sort of moving plates and changing weights and stuff like that because the machine does it all for you. And they do lots of different classes. So mostly you do a sort of circuit type thing. The great thing is that the trainers can change the routine a bit. So what they did for the sort of 2/3 of the class, after I kind of looked a bit like I wasn't that bothered, and I was actually contemplating leaving the studio, which really isn't like me. What they do for the sort of second part of the class is that they put some different things. So there were a couple of TRXs we were doing, so we were doing some TRX circuits. There were some steps, there were some Bozu balls and stuff. So we were doing much more of a sort of hit circuit, and that was much more my type of thing. I think it's figuring out what you like. And I just think life's too short to do something that you hate. 45 minutes is something that you're not enjoying, and you're watching the clock purely to count down to when you can go, rather than when your interval finishes that you can push yourself. Just isn't for me. So full credit to the team. They kind of spotted that I wasn't enjoying it, and they changed it up. And apparently there's 3 or 4 different classes. So what we did is much more like a normal class, one of the classes that they do. So I'm going to give that another whiz. I've got a week's membership, so I can go back and try that a few times. So yeah, this week has been a week of trialing new things and testing new things.
I feel a machine going back against me, but each of the machine responds to individual tools, so your mind system will be completely different. So it doesn't matter like what your fitness level is, what your age.
So scales are still dropping. I'm beginning to get quite fascinated, this will be interesting, on a plant-based diet. I really am a big meat eater. I've done Atkins, I've done paleo, and it suits me right down to the ground because I love my meat. But I've been watching a lot of documentaries this week, and I'm getting convinced, if you like, on the sort of health benefits of eating more of a plant-based diet. I can't ever see myself being as extreme of vegan or sort of saying that I am completely vegetarian and plant-based, but I certainly want to try it for a week or two. I just want to see how different I can feel. I had some treats the day before yesterday. I got sent some things from a couple of different companies. They were absolutely gorgeous, some really nice sweet treats, but oh my god, the sugar made me feel terrible. And for about 2 or 3 days now, I've kind of felt like I've been in a carb coma. Hasn't been pleasant. The energy levels have just dropped, and you know, the sofa looks really appealing. I always want to go to sleep. So I'm going to do a little bit more on research on plant-based diet. I'm probably not going to go complete cold turkey and go straight over, but I'm cooking cottage pie at the moment, and half of it's meat and half of it's lentils. So I'm beginning to sort of, you know, wean myself away from meat and into a bit more plant-based. Much more research to do, much more figuring out and testing it, etc. But it's something that's interesting me for the health benefits more than anything else. So watch this space. Maybe next time I'll tell you that I'm about to do a plant-based challenge or something. Anyway, that's enough. I'm rambling for way too long, but I just wanted to update you. 3 different things. Lots feeling good. Let's see what the next week brings.